everybody, man. That nigga was standing there eating bananas and seen the nigga balling, man, and when they got their hands on that nigga, man. That's Snitching Chris. Who that is? That's Snitching Chris. He wired up, scanner on his wrist.
Who that is? That's Snitching Chris.
Stay wired up, scanner on his wrist. Who that is? That's
Snitching Chris.
He snitched on his mama and snitched on his bitch.
Who that is?
That's Snitching Chris. He stayed wide up, scanner on his wrist. Pointing fingers round the corner, now they looking for. You heading to the captain, ready to report. Snitching on everybody you sold for. Everybody you kicked it with. Everybody you go for. Snitching. Don't know your real name or your alias. All we know is you snitching off in this bitch feds is paying this. Nigga tick it off in that safe house. Tell a nigga, you saying you ain't a snitch. Bitch nigga keep yelling, nigga, we know the truth. We know what do niggas like you do. Snitch on the nigga then run the boys in blue. Don't wanna do your time. No, shoulda never did that crime. No, you move from city to city, telling no niggas every time. Put this on your mind. Shit gon' catch up. Too much mustard on your hot dog, it's hard for you to catch up. You gon' get wet up. Telling on them real niggas, nigga get your snitching ass. Right up out of that field, nigga, I don't feel niggas like you. No, fuck with the boys in blue. Telling on niggas that was down with you, telling off on your crew. You all on niggas transcripts, knowing how your hand written. Every statement down, letting everything down. Why you turn to snitch? How you turn straight bitch? They offered you about 1 year, you could've been legit. Could've kept your street cred. Everything intact. Now, every day in your life, you gotta watch your back. You scared to go outside. You been scared to check the mail. Truth got a Tech 9 on you when you go to get your nails. Bitch, and your hair done. Permed up, little bitch. I swear to God, I can't stand no motherfucking snitch.
Purchase your tracks today.
Who that is? It's Snitching Chris. He wired up, scanner on his wrist. Who that is? That's Snitching Chris. He stayed wired up, scanner on the wrist. Who that is? That's Snitching Chris. He snitched on his mama, then on his bitch. Who that is?
That's Snitching Chris.
He stayed wide up, scanner on his wrist.
Purchase your tracks today.
I told you it's gonna hurt before it ever start to feel good, man. This shit gonna smoke before it clear up, family. I'm trying to tell you.
Who that is?
Y'all ain't ready for hell time, man. This too much motherfucking mustard on your goddamn hot dog, man. You gotta catch up, family.
Purchase your tracks today.
Hey, there it is. That's the famous Snitching Chris song. 5, 6, 7 years later. It's been a lot of years. But this is Snitching Chris. This is the guy that has surfaced in the black sector talking shit, giving people advice, bothering with my new little friend, Shakim. And we know who you are. You Snitching Chris. You Snitching Chris, that's who you are. You telling on people. There's no way that you did 10 months with 5 felonies, and it's not because you haven't told on people. Now let me find a little something for these people to read, or I'll read it. Here we go. State versus Christian Adair. That's his name, Christian Adair. And here goes the case. And I'm going to read some of it for you. Here we go. Supreme Court of the state of Arizona. He fought a case for like 3 or 4 years. and he lied to everyone and said that the case was finished with. But I read the paperwork. I was the only people out of about 1,000 people in the original Black Sticker that read the paperwork because we've become adversaries because he's a bitch ass nigga. I'd saved him when he was being tortured by a troll. Caribbean Freddie was torturing him, and I knew how to get Freddie in a chokehold. So when I heard Chris cry one day because he got his channel flag down, I called him up and said, "Let me help you out, son." Like I'm known to do, helping somebody when they're in distress. And I sure did help him out. The very next day, Chris turned on me and started helping Cupcakes. When Cupcakes gave me an ultimatum because he thought he found some information on me that was going to make me run and hide, yell and scream, and move to Riverside. But it didn't quite happen like that. It didn't quite happen like that. I stood tall through it all, and it ends up that Crime Wave Chris, after he got out of jail, that's his name, Crime Wave Chris. And once I expose his whole record, I'm going to take the time to dig it up. You'll see that he has multiple arrests for domestic violence. He has 2 restraining orders that were brought on. One brought by his ex-wife, Leah, who's a good associate of mine. I can call Leah up right now. She'll say, "Oh my God, Beasley, good to hear from you." I've developed a friendship with her. And then there's another woman from Kenya that, to get away from him, she moved all the way back to Kenya. They have restraining keep-away orders for them. He's threatened to kill both of them. This guy's a complete emotional case. He doesn't know who his father is, which is unfortunate, and that probably explains a lot of his behavior. But let's see here. There's a Supreme Court case. All this time he's denying that he had this case. And let me do a little reading here. Where's the information at? That's a case you guys care to hear. You guys may not care to hear about all this stuff. And I don't blame you, but I just think I should make the public aware that you think this guy's coming like he's some type of hero. This is the creep of creeps. This is the creep of creeps. He was born with handcuffs on. Now, he doesn't come across that way. He doesn't come across that way. He's well-spoken, and he's funny, and he's, articulate. I'll give him that. And, you would think he'd have thought of something to do besides being a crack dealer. This dude, and he fancies himself. He's reinvented himself. He used to talk the standard pro-black lingo, and the lingo is actually based in truth. However, the problem is a lot of these so-called pro-blacks, they don't really respect or like black people that much. They just use it as an inroad to gain an audience. But he doesn't talk like that now. Now he's been in the beef sector, and I guess he's comfortable in the beef sector because, there's been suspicions about his behaviors, particularly since he's been to prison. But let's see, where are we? I'll read some of it. Not going to read that much of it. Here we go. This case concerns the constitutional standards that apply to a warrantless search for a probationer's residence. So, long story short, Chris sold to the police and was convicted, pleaded guilty to 2 counts of crack cocaine sales, selling crack cocaine to black people while talking about pro-black talking points. Constantly talking pro-black talking points, actually doing a good job of it. We're convinced, but you lose some of your credibility when you're selling crack to black people. We hold that such a search complies with the 4th Amendment and is reasonable under the totality of the circumstances. That is, the legality that does not hinge on whether or not the search is supported by reasonable suspicion. And basically, he was on probation for those drug offenses, and about less than a year later, he was arrested again with drugs and a gun and marked money. He sold to the police again like a dingbat. And he caught another case, and then his attorney got it thrown out of court initially because she says that the probation officers didn't need to bring the police. But actually, everybody knows if you're on probation or parole that they don't need any warrant to come search you. They don't need any warrant, that you're actually doing time in the streets. Real quick, in March 2012, the Superior Court placed Christian Adair on supervised probation for 2 felony convictions for solicitation to possess crack cocaine for sale. Under the court-imposed uniform probation conditions, Adair agreed to submit to search and seizure of person and property by the probation department without search warrant, and to provide the probation department safe, unrestricted access to his residence. The probation conditions are also required Adair to obey all laws and not possess or use any firearms, ammunition, illegal drugs, or controlled substances. Not only was he caught with drugs, he was caught with guns. Why he did not go to federal prison, it's still I don't understand why. In December 2012, an informant told police that Adair was on probation for selling drugs to an undercover officer and that the informant thought Adair was still selling crack cocaine. The informant did not want to be named in any police report but gave police his name, birth date, and address. Over the next several months, the informant continued to contact police and indicated that Adair's young child might have accompanied him during narcotic sales. The police officer confirmed that Adair was on probation for selling drugs to an undercover officer and had a child with him during one search transaction. Chris will deny this. He will lie about it. But this man who fancies himself a father was bringing his 3 or 4 year old daughter along with him while going to sell crack cocaine in the streets. Pro-black Chris selling crack cocaine to black people, trying to advance the black community one rock at a time. That's Chris. That's the paradox of Chris. After receiving the information from the police, the probation department conducted a warrantless search of his residence. And pursuant to the probation conditions, the probation department requests the police accompany probation officers on the search, knowing that he might be armed and dangerous. He was armed, but he's really not that dangerous. He has threatened to kill me numerous times for the past 7 or 8 years, and I haven't received so much as a fingernail scratch. He's roasted me a number of times. He's lied on me. And he will again. I heard he was still roasting me. So that's probably the reason why I'm doing this now. There's more of it, but we'll just leave you with this name. You guys can look it up yourself. Anybody cares to see it. This is Black Rampage. Christian Adair is his name. It's Christian Adair, Adaire. All you have to do is put Christian Adair, then drugs, Phoenix drugs, and Google it, and you'll find plenty of information. And also looking up some of his other arrests. He has the worst traffic record that you could imagine. But domestic violence, keep away orders, assaults, arrested a few times with paraphernalia that were thrown out of court. It's amazing that the court didn't give him more time in Arizona, because Arizona has a saying, especially if you're going to visit Arizona. I don't know what the saying is. Go to Arizona, leave on vacation, come home on probation. That's the truth about Arizona. But you guys can search it out yourself when you care to. I just wanted to leave a record for it because this is what I feel like doing right now. Who that is? That's Snitching Chris.